Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today I have a viewer request to work on a crafter square kit that you can find from the Dollar Tree. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, I'm gonna do a video. I was asked to help out with this amigurumi kit. It's by Crafter Square that you can get at the Dollar Tree. Today we're doing the puppy. I made two different sets of videos before, one for righties, one for lefties. I am going to do this for righty right now, and then depending on how long the video is, I might keep the lefty on the same video or just do a part 2 video. But what I was asked to help out with was currently to do the crochet body. So I found difficulty in this. It doesn't really explain to you clearly how to go about doing these amigurumi kits. So I'm going to try to break it down and slow it down for you guys. Obviously I'm using my own yarn today, which is great because it's a lot thicker and I want you to be able to see the stitching. I am using a different color. I think the color choices are brown and gray, but I'm using this beige because I think the lighter the color, the easier you'll be able to see the stitches. And then in this kit it comes with this very flimsy plastic needle. It's at 3.5 millimeters. It's right there on the end of the stick. If you want to go out and buy your own, that's a metal I think for me is my favorite material to use in a hook. And sorry, I do interchange needle and hook all the time. I do crochet and knitting, and I've done more knitting as of late than crocheting, but recently I've been upping my crocheting game because I've been asked to do these kits for you guys. But so I will interchange the words every now and then. But so today, because I want you to see the stitches, I am using my metal hook. And this one, not that it matters, but this is a 4.25 millimeter. I could use a larger one, but I think this is big enough for you guys to see the needles today. In this kit, it doesn't come with the markers, I don't believe. What I did was I would cut a different color piece of yarn and use that to mark off each round. And here, these are, you can get these at a hobby store or Amazon. I'm sure Temu has it if you're a Temu person, but these I find are easier because you don't have to cut any of your material. I don't like wasting any material. Okay, so let's get right into this crochet. We're going to be doing the body of the puppy. Now, in the other side of this sheet, if you have the written instructions, it does show you how to do this magic ring or magic loop step by step. It does get a little confusing. So in my videos that I've been doing, I've just been showing you how I do it. So now this is all how I do these kits. You don't have to follow how I do it. You might have a better way. I may be completely wrong on this. So, disclaimer. Now, if you need me to slow down or speed up, there's a gear button at the corner of the screen somewhere here. You click on that, there's a playback option where you can speed up or slow down this video. If you're more of a visual person, you can always click on the CC button and lower the volume on your phone. Especially my voice gets a little squeaky every now and then. Okay, so let's start this off. I'm going to be taking this yarn here. We're going to start the magic loop, magic ring, and you want to hold your index finger out, palm up, and we're going to wrap this around your finger 2 times, and you want to have this little extra piece hanging out so that we can take our middle finger and just hold that down right there. So you should have 3 strands. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to grab my hook And you just want to slide that underneath all the strands, just like that. Then we're going to pull the hook back out, but we're going to drag this last piece under these two. So pull that out. Alright, and then we're just going to close off this magic loop ring by doing a chain stitch. So we have to yarn over, which is putting this yarn out here over the hook like that. Then we're going to pull the hook and pull it through that loop like that. And then we've closed off our magic loop and ring, so we can let go with the middle finger and slide off the ring from your index finger. So it should look like something like this. Okay. Then I'm going to gather up some yarn here. And in the instructions it says for round 1 we have to do 6 single crochet stitches. They also have an illustration, and the illustrations are all over the place. These are increasing, decreasing stitches, and then on the other side we have chains and single crochet stitches. Okay. So for this first round, we have 6 X's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we also have a chain, and that's the fun part of these instructions. I'm being sarcastic. It's very tiny, so there's a little circle right after the red R1, so we have to do a chain and 6 X's, so 6 single crochet stitches. So to do the chain, like we did before, you have to yarn over and then pull that through the loop, and we have our first chain. Then we got to do 6 single crochet stitches, stick your hook into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That's a single crochet stitch. Let's do this again. Into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so let's do this again. For the third time, into the magic loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now I'm going to do this 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. So now that we have our 6 stitches, you can always count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the chain that we did. We're going to close this loop. So how you do it is I let go of the feeder yarn. We're going to pinch slightly with my index and my thumb the base of the stitches that we made, leaving these 2 loops. This is the back loop, this is the front loop. I'm just gonna label it so I know. You want to pull this end piece and you want to keep an eye out for which loop moves first. So we're going to do that. Slightly pull it, keep pulling it until you see something move. So the back loop is the one that's moving first. So what you want to do is pull out from this lower end, not this top end, this lower end, that back loop. So carefully pull that until you see the front loop move, and you want to keep pulling it till it fully disappears into that magic loop. Okay. Then once that's pulled all the way, you can see the hole's kind of gone now. You can pull this excess piece and make that back loop disappear. Okay. So now we just have to close off the round. This is what they don't tell you. Well, they kind of do tell you. Let's find that instruction. I think it's 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's 10, 11, 12. Okay. So let's count back 6. So wherever you are in whatever round, you can always find your way, even if you mess up with stitching, unless you've made less than. If you made more than, I think you can kind of correct it easier than if you're short. So from the hook, we're going to count 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's this one right here, right? You want to stick your hook into that front and back loop of that 6 stitch. Now this one here is that chain that we made. Now let's say you have like a couple of extra stitches. You could get away with that. I mean, my OCD would make me undo the whole round and fix it, but for this video, since we have the right amount of stitches, and if we hypothetically made 1 or 2, you can just tuck that in. It'll just hide in the back there. But as long as you have the right number of stitching. So that's kind of one way to kind of protect yourself from messing up and moving on to the next round. But let's do this. So we did, we put the hook into the 6 stitch front and back loops. We're going to do a slip stitch to complete the round. So yarn over, pull this through all the loops, and we've completed our first round. So what you want to do now is take one of your markers and you want to slip that through the front and back loops of the last stitch you made. So right there, slip this in and close it up so that it doesn't fall out. And that's the beauty of having these little safety pins. So now we can move on to round 2. So we're going to need 12 stitches at the end. So what it's asking us to do, we check the illustration. So round 2, there's a little tiny circle, which means you have to do a chain. Then there's this X with a down arrow, 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 X with a down arrow. So that, as we saw earlier, is the increasing stitch, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to do that circle and chain 1. Yarn over, pull through the loop, we've chained 1. Now we're going to do single crochet stitches. We're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch. Now sometimes you want to find, it's hard to find where, like which stitch you're putting this in. Well, there are 2 ways you can do it. So we know the marker here is on the 6th stitch. So you can count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would leave that right there. Again, you can take the marker, you know you have 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. Or you can, if you can see it, sometimes the yarn is hard, but we pretty much slipped this 6 stitch over the beginning stitch that we made in the beginning of the round. And you can see if you pull this chain that we did, you see how it's pulling this one and this one behind. That means they're technically one. We binded it. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's probably easier just to count back. But if you, this is how I do it. I actually didn't even, because when the ring gets larger, that's a lot of stitches you have to count. But if you pull that chain, you can see it's pulling this one, it's pulling this one behind. That means you need to go into the next stitch, because you don't want to stick your hook back into the same stitch. You want to move, start with the next one, start fresh. So again, check it. You see it's pulling this one as well as this one, so we gotta go into this one. Or if it's not too much to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to stick the hook into that 6th stitch, or the next stitch that's not pulling, and I'm going to do my single crochet stitch. Okay, I did 1. Now the increasing stitch, like I said, is 2 single crochet stitches in 1, so we're going to go back into that same stitch like that, and we're going to do our single crochet stitch. So you see now you have this one poor little stitch here. It's got 2 of the single crochet stitches. So let's do the next stitch. So you put your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into that same stitch. Oops, sorry. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and you can kind of see it. It's got 2 stitches so far in 2 of these. Okay, keep hitting my camera. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we just have to do this 3 more times. Again, 2 and 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then it's up to you whether you want to leave these markers in or remove it. I'm actually going to try leaving them in when I get to rows 5 through 7. So you can go ahead and open this up, pull the marker out. We know we have 1 more increasing stitch to do, so I'll do that right now. Okay. So now all we have to do is close this round off, and how we do that is we slip stitch. So we're going to count back 12 stitches from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So stick your hook into the 12th stitch, and see this one here is the chain stitch that we did. So we're going to yarn over and pull this through all the loops, and we're going to mark it off. And close it up. Okay. And then we can move on to round 3. So for round 3, we have to have 18 stitches. So in this diagram here, row 3, we have to do a chain. There's a circle, and then there's an increasing stitch, single crochet stitch, 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 increasing stitch, single crochet stitch. So it's every other, starting with the increasing stitch. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do our increasing stitch. Again, just to show you guys one more time, if you pull this, it's, or not pull that, sorry, when you pull the chain here, oop, pull this, it's pulling this front and this one next to it. Sometimes you can even see that it's coming through. Look at the hole, it's like large. Or you can count back 18 from this marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's going to be this one, and as well as pulling this, you know, it's going to be the next one over this one. So stick your hook into that 12 stitch or the next one over. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and this is an increasing stitch, so stick it back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now the next one is going to be a single crochet stitch, so into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then this one's going to be an increasing stitch, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. In this one, a single crochet stitch, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. In the next stitch, an increasing stitch, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so now we just gotta finish this pattern. Single crochet stitch, increasing stitch, and it's good to call them out to yourself so that you don't forget, even though sometimes I call it out and then I don't do the right stitch. Single crochet stitch, increasing stitch, single crochet stitch, increasing stitch, single crochet stitch. Let's remove this marker. Okay, so now we're going to count back 18 stitches and do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is the 18th. Stick your hook into that one, and then the one next to it is the chain stitch. So that part does get confusing because you might feel like, oh no, I have to put in this one, but just when in doubt, just count. Oh, that kind of rhymes. Stick your marker into that last stitch. We're going to move on to row 4. It's so crazy. I've been doing other kits and saying round instead of row. And now that I'm back to doing these kits, I'm saying row instead of round. Alright, so for round 4, we have to do 24 stitches. So let's see what the diagram is telling us to do. We have to chain 1, increase 1, 2 single crochet stitches, increase 1, 2 single crochet stitches, increase 1, 2 single increase, oh, dang. 1, 2 single crochet stitches, increasing stitch, 1, 2 single crochet stitches, increasing stitch, 1, 2 single crochet stitches, increasing stitch, 1, 2 single crochet stitches. Yeah, it gets a little crazy and tongue twisting. Alright, we're going to chain 1, like that. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch. Oh, I'll just show you one more time. So pull the chain out, and you see it's pulling this little one in the back and then this one in the front. So it's this one you have to stick your hook in, or we can count backwards. 18 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Stick your hook into the 18th stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and this is an increasing stitch. So stick it back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, and then we're going to do an increasing stitch and into the same stitch, and then we're going to do another 2 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, then we're going to do an increasing stitch into the same stitch, and then 2 single crochet stitches, and we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. Increasing stitch, one, 2, increasing stitch, one, 2, increasing stitch, oh no, hold on, my hook slipped out of this knot. See how it split it in half? I'm just gonna put it back in, right, and finish this stitch off. Okay, so I have 2, and then we're gonna do 2 single crochet stitches, 1, remove the marker, before or after, however you like. Alright, now I want to count back 24 stitches, and we're going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Stick your hook into the 24th stitch. Here's that chain stitch that we did next to it. Yarn over, pull through all loops. Then we're going to mark this off. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the next round. For rounds 5 through 7, I'm going to be marking each round with a marker, just to show you guys how you can keep track of your rows. If you don't have markers, like I said, you can cut random pieces of yarn, preferably different colors, so you can slip them through that last stitch instead of the marker. That way you can keep them in your project. They're kind of virtually out of the way as opposed to plastic. However, if you end up using the same color, you just have to differentiate which yarn you're using. You don't want to accidentally pull the wrong one. Okay, so this one is going to be straightforward. For the next 3 rows, we're going to be doing 24 single crochet stitches. So chain 1, and then we're going to do 24 single crochet stitches. Again, just to show you guys, pull the chain. This one is in, this one is in, it's got to be this one. You can count back 24 stitches. I think 24 is my limit, so you can go ahead, pause the video, count back 24, and slip your hook into the 24th stitch, and we're going to continue with our single crochet stitches. And I'm just going to fly through these because it's just repetitive for the next 3 rows, and we're going to do the bulk of our checking at the end of each round, where we'll count 24 stitches just to make sure that we have them all there. You always want to check before moving on to the next round or row that you have all the stitching that you need, so that when you do the next row or round, you're not like kind of messing yourself up because you're not having the right amount of stitching or the right kind of stitching. So luckily these are all the same. But if we had, like we did before with the single crochet stitches versus increasing stitches, it might throw you off. And then in some other projects you have double crochet stitches, half double crochet stitches, you have spaces, slip stitches. I mean, there's so many projects out there, and it can throw you off if you're not accurate with the instructions. Okay, so like I said, we're going to leave markers for 5, 6, and 7. So I'm just going to move the marker over to do the last one. And then I'm going to count back 24 and do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You can always double count if you lose track of your counts. This is the 24th stitch with that chain stitch back there. People might confuse that as the stitch. So we are going to pull through all the loops. And then I am going to mark this last stitch up with a marker to indicate that we are moving on to round 6. So again, we have to chain 1. I'm going to get some yarn. I like to have a nice amount of yarn on my finger. I don't know of anybody that does this. So you can dog me all I want. I'm the weirdo. I like to pile on yarn on my finger because I hate grabbing for more. Okay, 24 single crochet stitches. Again, you pull this, you can see that it's tugging on this one, so we gotta go into the next one. Or you can count back 24 stitches. Oops, what I did here is a yarn over. We're doing single crochet stitches, so into the 24th stitch, then you yarn over. Okay, do this all around again. And then as you see, my project is curling up. So it might be the end of this round or the end of the next round. I'm going to show you how you just flip it right side out so that you keep a nice uniform look on your body that you're building for the puppy. But for now, you can just fly by these stitches. After this project, I am sure you'll become a pro at doing single crochet stitches. Okay. Last one. Right, so now I'm going to count back 24 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Slip into the 24th stitch. There's that extra chain stitch we did in the beginning. And we're going to do a slip stitch. And then this is the mark for the 7th row. So this is the last one we're going to do. And this is how I keep track, so you can count it. If we know we started at 5, so this one's 5, 6, 7. Sometimes you'll have projects that'll make you do the same stitching for quite some time. So it's good to have these guys if you're not focused enough to remember where you are. But you know, with these days, there's so much going on around you. It's really hard to just focus on the one thing. And not only that, sometimes I have to stop mid-project and I don't mark it, and I am completely lost when I come back days, weeks, or months later. Alright, 24 stitches. Let's do this last row. And if you missed it, I did just quickly put my hook into that next stitch. Over time, you just get to see what it looks like, and it's easy to pick out where you need to put in your next stitch. But for now, yeah, I can see that it definitely can be hard to find which stitch you're putting your hook into. So like I always said, always when in doubt, always count. I guess that should be my new slogan. Oh, I did it again to where I slipped off the yarn, so you just want to put that back. You want to make sure everything's nice and neat. Okay, last one. Okay, so hello. Now that we've done that, you can remove these if you want, because we're done repeating the same row 3 times. We know we're going to do round 8 next, and my voice is just squeaky as all heck, which is really annoying. Okay, I don't know. Let's count back 24 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So slip that in there. There's the chain that we did. Going to slip this, and then we go back to regular marking the last stitch of every round, just in case you lose your spot. So like I said, this guy here is curling in now. It's very nice and uniform. You can see every row clearly. If you flip it upside down, you've got this piece still hanging out there, and then the rows are kind of lost. So this side here is the wrong side. So what we're going to do is flip the right side out. So just flip it like this. And then you got your little body forming. And again, you guys, I am using thicker yarn and a bigger needle, so this is definitely going to look different from the size that you're doing from this kit, because they give you really flimsy yarn and a really flimsy skinny needle, so, I mean hook, so you're going to get a smaller project. Okay, so moving on, we have 4 more rounds to go. Well, 5 rounds. We have row 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Okay, so for round 8, we have to do 14 stitches. So we're going to be doing decreasing stitches from here on out, and I'm going to show you how to do those, as well as keep count of your stitches per row. Okay, so for round 8 right here, we have a decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, 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 decreasing stitch, decreasing stitch, decreasing stitch, decreasing stitch, decreasing stitch, decreasing stitch, which sounds crazy, because decreasing stitch, all it is taking 2 single crochet stitches and turning it into 1. And the symbol for decreasing is the X with the caret on top to look like a house. The funny thing between these two here, which I think was such a silly symbol to use, because when you go around in a circle, you know, it kind of flips things upside down, doesn't it? So, you know, it's really, you know, unless you remind yourself to spin your head around, it's just not the most beginner-friendly instruction. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, and we also have, sorry, oh, this doesn't have, and that's the thing too, we always do a chain stitch, but round 8 does not have a chain stitch. So what to do. To be honest, I did the chain. If we want, we could just do exactly what the instructions say. Let's just do some counting here because it's crazy how all the rest is decreasing stitch, but it could be right. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Well, to be honest, that chain should be there. I'm going to just do the chain. It looks so odd that it's not there for round 8. And we've been doing it for every row. And it builds the height for the next round. So I'm just going to do the chain 1, and then I'll follow the rest of the instructions as is. So we have a decreasing. After we chained 1, you pull on this guy. You can see it's tugging this one and this one. See? So we're going to put it into this next one here. Put your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. Then we're going to go into the next stitch over, yarn over, pull up a loop, and now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So you see what we did there? We stuck into 2 stitches to make 1 single crochet stitch. So after that, we have to do a single crochet stitch. Sew your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then after that we have to do a decreasing stitch. So into the next stitch, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. Into the next stitch over, we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops to make those 2 stitches into 1. And after that, we're going to do another single crochet stitch. Okay. After that, we're going to do another decreasing stitch. 1, 2, and pull it through all 3. Then we're going to do a single crochet stitch. Okay, so we want to keep track of where we are because we're going to have to stop doing the single crochet soon. So to that. So I got to do this one more time with the decrease and single crochet stitch. So decreasing stitch, 1, 2, okay, then we got to do a single crochet stitch, and then from here on out, let me just double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches, 6 decreasing stitches. Let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the remaining stitches I'll be doing a decreasing stitch. You always want to count just to make sure you did all the stitching like I said. So into decreasing stitch into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch over, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, decreasing stitch again, decreasing stitch again, decreasing stitch again, decreasing stitch again, and then one more time. Okay, then I'm going to take out the marker and we're going to count back 14 stitches and do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I lost my place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Stick your hook into the 14th stitch. There's that chain stitch we did. And we're going to slip stitch this, as well as put a marker in. And then we can do round 9 through 11. So I'm actually going to leave this in again. We have 14 stitches per round. So for the next 3 rounds, we're going to be doing 14 single crochet stitches. And let me just gather up some yarn here. Okay. So let's do this thing. We have to chain 1 and then do 14 single crochet stitches. 1, and then pull this. It's already spread apart because the decreasing stitch kind of does that, but here you can see it more. You see it going through this stitch and this stitch. So we're gonna go into the next one over, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops all the way around. And you don't have to necessarily count it. You can if you like to, especially if you're a beginner. But we're going to count this after we're done to make sure we have all the stitches. And then before we do the last round, I'm going to stuff it in advance just because the smaller the hole gets, the harder it is to put the stuffing in. And I don't know, with this color yarn, maybe I can make this like a lab. Okay, again, I'm leaving the marker on here. Gonna count back 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're gonna stick this into the 14th stitch, and then back there is the chain 1. Yarn over, pull through all loops. Then I'm going to stick another marker in. Okay, then we're going to repeat this instruction. 14 single crochet stitches. First we're going to do a chain stitch, 1, then 14 single crochet stitch. You can see where it's pulling. Put into the next stitch over. Okay, then I'm going to count 14 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Stick the hook into the 14th stitch, and then back here is that chain stitch. As we're getting smaller, it's harder to see everything. Oop. Slip this through the last stitch. Okay, so now just to make sure, this is 9, 10, 11, so we're going to complete this one more round here of 14 single crochet stitches. We're going to chain 1 and then do 14 single crochet stitches. 1, 2. Oh, I don't know why I'm counting. Okay, and I'm actually going to remove all the markers now because we're done completing that batch of instructions there. I'm going to count back 14 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Stick your hook into the 14th stitch. Slip stitch all the loops. I'm going to go back to standard marking off of the end of each round. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the last round, which is round 12. But like I said, the hole is going to get smaller. And I try not to go to 12, like maybe just before 12. Definitely not before 6. I mean after 6. So I'm just going to grab some of my stuffing and stuff this puppy up. Okay, so this is my fluff that I have. Your kits come with it. It's nice and soft. I got this extra from Amazon because I obviously used up the stuffing. But you're just gonna stuff this in already so that you don't have any difficulty doing it later. Okay. And I actually might put, yeah, let me just put a little more. Because we are going to be doing one more round. So, you think it's full, but it's not. Okay. So now we have 14, and our last round of instructions is telling us that we're going to end up with 12 stitches. So looking at the last row in the diagram, we have a chain 1, we have a decreasing stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet stitches, decreasing stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet stitches. Okay, so let's chain 1. And then we're going to do a decreasing stitch, 2. Okay, then we're going to do 5 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there you want to count because you need to know where 5 single crochet stitches are. And then we're going to do a decreasing stitch, 1, 2, okay, and then we're going to do another 5 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one more, 5. Okay, we're going to remove the marker. Then we're going to count back 12 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's that chain stitch we did in the beginning. We're going to slip stitch this, so yarn over, pull through all the loops. We don't have to mark it this time because we are done with this. They have you in the instructions in the front, they say leave 5 centimeters. Was it centimeters or inches? Oh, 5 inches to spare. Okay. So I'm just gonna go here and measure my 5 inches. Okay. I mean, you don't have to be really accurate. Sometimes I actually go longer because I use it to sew in the body parts. But we're gonna do this. Oh, let me show you how to fasten it off. So you cut off your yarn. You have this floating in the wind now. To fasten off, you yarn over and you're gonna pull the whole thing through the loop. All of it, all of it, all of it. Then you're just gonna tighten it up. And that's all. And this is your body part. Now you could take your needle after the fact. Let me just grab a needle here. I think there's a different smaller needle, but because I honestly don't know where that is, I have a million of them. I have no idea where it is. But we're gonna thread this. This is from another Crafter Square kit. But you just want to weave in and out your stitching in the top row of your body. We're going to put this through here for now, a little piece by piece. Just weave it in and out. Like that. And just weave out the last bit. Okay. Then you're just going to pull and tighten. That's one way of doing it. You get this ruching here, but it's really not that hard, easy to see. And then I don't know, like I just find ways to kind of tie it off. So I'm sure there's more legit ways to tie it off. I don't sew. So I just pull it and push it, you know, wherever I need to get this guy to close. And then what I'm going to do is slide the hook just under the surface, avoiding the stuffing. And you want to come up right next to that piece that we tied off, and you want to drag it back under, just over the under the surface. Didn't work out that way. Could always go back and do it again. Okay, and just pull that end piece down inside your project like that. To get a nice clean finish. And this is your puppy body. And then hopefully it's somewhat symmetrical to where you just sew on the legs, the paws, or the arms, and the head, and you should be done with this project. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching me today. If you have a request, please comment below what you would like to see. If not, you can always email me. My address is in the About section on my channel. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I will be doing a lefty video and post it at the same time. So if, you know, I said in the beginning, if you are a lefty or righty, you can go check out those videos. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is IsmsbyJBM. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.